You got my attention, but you won't talk. You stop my ascension, babe, with your evil walk. You confess to your priest, baby. Now confess to me. You make me so damn desperate, babe, but I won't leave.
Max and Tangent. I'm Adam. I'm joined by the Maestro. We also have Joel Cole with us, as usual. And our guest today is Kenny Lyons.
What up, what up?
Kenny does some comedy all over the place, as well as some stuff here at Drome. Well, let's start with comedy first. We'll get the Drome after that. How did you get started in comedy?
You know, I grew up in Hollywood. My parents swam all the way from Guatemala.
Wow.
And I grew up, you know, with a Guatemalan family. So my parents would cook and clean for other rich folks.
Understood.
As they would drive to Beverly Hills, I would see a building, you know, painted black with white names on, when, you know, just letters and stuff as a kid.
Okay.
And I started, you know, really digging comedy. I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't too much into school.
All right.
So I figured if I could, you know, make a fool out of myself and get a cheap laugh, it would get me the attention that I need. Right?
Okay.
Some typical hack shit, you know.
Did that start in school then? You were like class count type of thing, or?
Yeah, I wasn't enrolled in any, you know, after school activities, or I wasn't, you know, enrolled in any theater school. So I would watch cartoons and certain, you know, stand-ups that I would see on TV that would, you know, Tonight shows or the late shows, and
yeah,
I was digging it.
Well, I remember my first, I think Conan was the first time I saw somebody on TV that was late night. And it was also like a weird, like, hey, I'm up past my bedtime type of thing. What was your first late night experience?
It had to have been with the Kings of Comedy, with Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was one of my favorites. You know, I enjoyed his volume, his tone, all that, and all of his material, which was of people in poor areas.
Right.
Kids growing up being rude and, you know, obnoxious and all that. That was my area. That was similar to what I was growing up with. So I really enjoyed watching his comedy. I didn't really like Seinfeld. I know a lot of people enjoy it. I would see Seinfeld like being played on TV, but I would never sit and watch it.
Okay.
I could never relate to it. I could never relate to it.
Yeah.
And so I figured, it was just what it was. But I never considered Seinfeld someone or something as as comedy. Honestly, I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's genius, and you know the way they were popular and all that, but I wasn't digging it.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know about genius. I do enjoy Seinfeld. I grew up watching Seinfeld. It was always funny to me, and this guy hates it. He's never shy to tell me how much he hates it. But I remember thinking it was just interesting. Like I said, I wouldn't say genius level of comedy, but it was. And even not relatable. Like, yeah, I couldn't relate to it either as a kid to that kind of stuff. But I always got laughs out of their crazy antics that they were going through. But I get that it's not for everybody, I guess.
Well, Kenny, let me ask you this. Do you find that you were attracted more to comedians like Bernie Mac versus Seinfeld based on their the blue comedy or delivery versus, like, Seinfeld was very clean cut. So maybe that wasn't part of the appeal. Do you think it had anything to do with that?
It was also his stage presence, where he was like, the crack in the voice, I know a lot of people grow up like that, like where they grow up in the suburbs and they have like family picnics or whatever. Their dad's boss does some kind of like whatever crap, but I cannot stress enough that I cannot relate to any of that.
I see.
It's like they're always perpetually
Yeah, it's just, to me, I don't think that's where comedy lives. I started doing comedy because I knew I was growing up and I had to do something. Like I've always, as a kid, I've grown up and sometimes just rub shoulders or rub elbows with certain artists like musicians or painters, and they've always been different than the people that I usually grow up with, where like my aunts and uncles telling me to get a job or stay in school.
Right.
But these people were really, they had an imagination, and I always would like recognize that. So I told myself, well, if I'm gonna do something, I might as well should do something that I want to do. And it was around 2011 that I Googled on my like iPhone 3 or iPhone whatever, like LA open mics, because I was looking on YouTube stand-ups, and one night from the Laugh Factory YouTube channel, Johnny Sanchez, who was on like Mad TV, they asked him, "Hey Johnny, what could you give advice for these like kids that want to do stand-up?" And he said, "Go do open mics as much as you can, get on stage as much as you can." So I Googled open mics, and there was one like less than a mile away from where I was staying when my parents were living at.
So was that your first experience then? Just jumping on a stage right away?
Yeah, and a guy that's here at DromeBox was there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Eddie Whitehead Jr. was there, who's on Jack Jiminy, who does a lot of like stuff here on DromeBox, was there.
Okay.
And he was the last comic up. And this is at a place that had like a little scene to it, because it was a place that was doing stand-up open mics.
Right.
And wasn't too far from the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So people who would know, but they would like walk back and forth, try to work on their craft and go back to the Comedy Store.
Okay. Yeah.
So this guy, Eddie Whitehead Jr., he went up there and he was doing some set about his son, and it was funny to me. It was like I recognized his cadence and his confidence and all that. And I was like, wow, I'm actually being around some people who are doing it rather than not. So I was excited to continue to do open mics.
Okay. So you were able to relate more to his style of comedy.
It was also similar to what I liked,
Okay.
It was similar to what I liked. It was talking about being, dealing with a little bit more problems than your regular American citizen.
All right. So more like personal stories and not just like the observations about, hey, that's a weird looking thing. Why do they do that?
It wasn't about, oh man, I like my women like how I like my coffee. Yeah. I just can't. I figured,
ground and pressed.
That too, right? It could work. It's just this is a game. We're in LA, and you're trying to like really put a stamp in a place that they're not even let you in. They're not even let you. You're not even close or near. You're so far away from it, and people are making it happen in other places besides here. Mm-hmm. Like I've been to New Mexico, and the Texas scene is not that far from New Mexico. And I've been to New York, and you could do like 10 open mics in one night.
Oh yeah, I hear New York is great for that kind of stuff because you can get a bunch of reps in just in a short period of time. Versus here in LA, you have to have a car and you have to drive all over the goddamn valley. And
sometimes it works out in LA where the bus is like rolling, or you're doing mics and some other open micer's doing it, and he's like hitting the same mics you're hitting. Okay. So you get what you can get really out here, and I'm sure it's not easy in New York either. They do require to buy a drink for some open mics.
Oh, okay.
So you have to work, and then you have to devote all that time to traveling to open mic to open mic. So how do you, It's
Yeah.
not easy, you know. It's not easy at all. People like figure, oh, that guy's wasting his life, you know. But it's not easy wasting my life away, you know, for real.
Well, I'd like to ask this. So you're telling us about the first open mic that you did. You know, you Googled it and you got up there. So after gearing yourself up for it and wanting to do it for so long, were you nervous? Did you feel like this is what I want to do? You felt like it was right? How did that first one go?
It was awesome. I had no training whatsoever, no mentor, no experience. You know, I wasn't involved in the industry.
Right.
So I tried to emulate what I liked,
Okay.
which was confidence in volume and tone and trying to be silly, like clever. You know, I got it. I understood callbacks more than this premise and setup.
Okay.
You know, I liked certain like stand-up specials that had callbacks.
Yeah, callbacks are great.
Oh, you know, like I recognized that as like, wow, this guy's milking this punchline, just milking it. And
You can get a lot out of one joke if you do it just right.
And so I didn't, as a kid, you don't really comprehend the whole situation. There are people paying money, drinks, traveling all the way to watch a person perform. Therefore, I didn't even know what performance art was.
Okay.
I'm just glad that I didn't think too much about it and I just went for it rather than have a lot of self-doubt. Because I see a lot of like comedians out here that are brilliant in many ways, but there's a lot of self-doubt, and it's like it's better than seeing a beautiful picture, because it's a living piece of art, a living, breathing guy who can make it happen, but they choose not to for whatever thoughts or ideas are in their own head.
Yeah.
And
Do you remember your first joke or the first thing you said?
yeah, I said I was talking about working at Subway. I was working at the Subway sandwich place on Hollywood and Gower, and I was talking about like seeing a lot of hot chicks there that were walking up and down the place, and I wanted to have sex with them. So I would
go on.
It would be like 3-4 in the morning. I'm working graveyard shift. I'm making sandwiches, and I'm trying to hit on these women while they're like going to the clubs. Got better shit going on for themselves, right? So I asked this like girl that was there, and I was like, "Would you like go out with me if I'm the guy making your sandwich at 3-4 in the morning?" You know, like.
Okay.
And so it's obvious that that's not going to happen. So I asked that question.
Well, depends how drunk they are at the time. I guess.
Right? It's just a clever.
How the rest of the night went.
I'm making a fool out of myself. I'm embarrassing myself, and I didn't. And I kind of am glad that I did that, because I later found out that comedy is tragedy plus time. So if you're going through some like shitty situation and you want to share it, who knows? Maybe there might be someone who can relate and actually see what you're seeing or trying to share.
There may have been opportunities at Subways for pickup lines, like offering double meat.
Yeah.
Like,
Back
could have been
then.
some ways of things. Like, I don't know. Just,
How many condiments do you want?
Yeah. Foot long, is that all? What? No. But that's something that I've been noticing a lot more lately with the comedies that I do enjoy. It's more about experiences versus full-on comedies. Like I've been watching this Master of None on Netflix with Aziz Ansari, and a lot of it isn't like comedy forward. I mean, comedy's in it, but they're dealing with like real-life situations that are happening. Some of them could be kind of morbid, but they find a way to make it relatable and get to you, but while still making you laugh at the same time. So I found that that's kind of where I'm at right now, as far as the comedy that I like. It's got to be, I mean, funny's funny, but if you can take something that's not supposed to be funny and make it funny, then that's me as an art form. All I can do is make awkward comments and hopefully that they crack a smile when I'm all weird.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say.
Louis was great at that style as well.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the show.
Louis?
No, not Louis Anderson.
No,
Louis C.K.
Yeah, man. Those dudes, man, they shit. Fuck, it's fucking tough. Even when you like I see some comedians that have grown from doing free performance shows, and now they're like, they get a few TV appearances and they start doing shows that have other folks that are, you know, in the business, so they're on a different caliber. And it's never enough, you know? Like you go from not making money to making some money to making more money to then wanting more and more and more and more, and it doesn't stop. You know, the standard of it is. I've even seen and watched like videos of like Jim Carrey. Like it's not the same back in the day.
Yeah.
Like it's not like where it was in the 90s or in the 80s when he was like on top and everybody wanted his shit.
Yeah.
Now everyone wants, I don't even know what everyone, it's like everyone wants a different thing.
Yeah, we're too fickle these days.
Yeah.
And the audience is so broad, and there's so many different options that if you try to cater to one type of person, you're not going to get anything. So you water it down by trying to cater to everybody, and then I feel like the end result is just watered down shit. I mean, you should make comedy for, I guess, not niche groups, but I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. They water it down, but then you have the other like kind of shock performers, like Anthony Jeselnik or Tosh.0 or even Amy Schumer, that just like they say stuff almost just to be in your face with it, which, you know, is the opposite of that watered down PC stuff, which I think isn't really going to appeal to anyone if you're trying to appeal to everyone.
Right.
So
who are you like in comedy right now?
I really appreciate, you know, as of right now, there's this dude named Ty Rivera.
Okay.
That's a gay Mexican comedian
from
Arizona, from Casa Grande, Arizona. And he is probably one of the most fiercest, popular comedians in Los Angeles right now.
I've heard the name. I can't put a face to it.
A lot of people look at his Facebook because he goes up there and it's not even, because it's like he walks that line, man. He walks that line between ranting and whining and actually walking the line of truth.
Okay. Interesting.
It is so fine, but he is walking it and mentioning names and saying situations, and everyone's loving it. Because it is a fucking dirty business. There are people that are stealing ideas from like 10 years ago. You mentioned Amy Schumer, she does it. It's been proven.
Oh yeah?
You know, I have no affiliation. I have nothing with her, you know, so I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna, you know, I'll just say it.
It's like that bit a while ago where they were talking about Carlos Mencia, right?
So many other people,
Joe
man.
Rogan, I've heard as well.
Everyone talks about, do you guys read the comments on these porn videos? Oh, there are like 50,000 motherfuckers that are writing jokes on that shit. Yeah. And it's just everyone's different. I'm banned from the Comedy Store, I'm banned from the Hollywood Improv, and I'm banned from Flappers in Burbank.
What? How did that happen?
Like, I started going to the Comedy Store when I was 19 and sneaking in there, and back when there was no money, right? Like, they say that. I understand that there was no money because the security was the door guys. This is like a different job between being a security and a door guy and all this other stuff. So they were doing two jobs at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I would sneak in through the parking lot because I wasn't 21. It's 21 and over.
Right.
So there was this Tuesday night open mic at like 11 upstairs in the belly room, and I would sneak in and I would put my name, and the host would never pick me. Like it was that shitty ass situation where a guy's hosting an open mic at a club. He's going to say, it's an open mic to fill the room. And then he's just going to put up his friends.
Oh, that's a shame.
So I'm going there naive, super naive. I'm still naive. And I go up there and I'm telling him, hey, can you get me on, man? Like I've been coming here for like 3 weeks straight saying, I don't know, man. You know, I got my own situation to deal with. So the door guys are like, where's your ID? They end up recognizing my face, and they're like, you can't be here. You're not even 21.
Right.
So like, why are you even asking to get up if you're not even 21? So it was shitty. It was super shitty, and I would sneak in. I would still sneak in. Eventually, I made a fuss. I started acting ghetto. You know, I started being like, "Fuck this, fuck that," and this one dude was pressing the issue. He's like, "You gotta get out," and the host was like getting a laugh out of it. You know, because he's hosting an open mic. If you're hosting an open mic, your life is miserable. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. You're like watching all these other randos trying to fucking be delusional. It's so fucked. So you got and this guy was getting a laugh out of it, and I'm like, well, I want to get up. He's like, I'll let you get on stage if you slapbox this guy who's trying to kick you out. I'm like, sure, I'll do it. He's like, come back next week. I came back next week. He said, you can't do that because we're at a club, and if you start, physically harming each other, you can't fucking be here. How about you guys make fun of each other? So I'm like, sure, let's do it.
It's like a roast.
Yeah, we go next week, and I'm just like making fun of him. I'm like, hey man, you're so blah blah blah. No one wants to have sex with you. Blah blah blah. I'm just saying whatever, and they're like, okay, cool, that was cool. And people that were watching there, it was empty. They're like, oh, we like that. How about let's do that next week, and then we do it next week, and then we do it next week, and then we do it next week. And they kept doing it and after they kept doing it. After that situation. And Jeff Ross is like, oh, I'm gonna go check it out because I got money and I got whatever. I'm the roast whatever and all this bullshit fucking crap that every other fucking guy from Ohio writes his material for him. Fuck him. So I'm like, and this guy goes up there and he's like, oh wow. So they start treating him like, oh, he's the judge. He's the judge since he was on the Comedy Central roast, and he's watching all this shit. And the guy ends up fucking making a TV show out of it, and he's like, Jeff Ross presents. It's like, he wasn't even there, and then it just makes me sound so fucked up because I'm not the only case. There's so many other cases in LA, so many other cases, man. It sucks when you like try to click and you click and then you click and then it just you don't possess what is necessary to take it to the next level, which is money. It's all money. If you don't have money, no one's gonna give a fuck about it. It don't matter if it's funny. It don't matter if you're like shitting on yourself while your girlfriend, broke up with you. If there's no money behind it, no one wants it.
Interesting.
It's just so fucked up, man. It's so fucked up. That's why and so people get on billboards on this shit and whatever. I get banned, and so I started getting naked at the Comedy Store.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, man. I started running around naked like at 2 in the morning.
You said naked.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I didn't hear that right. I didn't.
Oh, you did, all right.
I started getting naked and running around, and it was a joke. I wasn't getting in trouble because, like I mentioned, there was no money.
Okay.
But this Tuesday night show ended up getting so much money that they could not the Tuesday night show, but this other manager started changing stuff, and that helped. But I don't know anything behind the doors, right?
Okay.
But the thing is that you could see the obvious change where there was security guards, guys like buff as fuck that weren't there to get on stage. Okay. If you go work there, you're like hoping to get stage time.
Right.
But if you're going there to make money, then you don't give a fuck about stage time,
Yeah.
And these guys were like getting like, oh, we see your ID, whatever. And, man, I would get naked. They would tell me, stop getting naked. We're going to ban you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, because
They didn't like that, huh?
Yeah.
Where would you put your clothes?
So there was, okay, look, if you walk inside the Comedy Store, like in the entrance, right? You
the
walk
bar area?
where the glass doors are.
Okay.
Not the main room entrance, the original room entrance.
Okay.
If you walk up the stairs and you see, if you look to your, you walk up there and you look to your left, you see, the whole stage and the seats, and then the stage is right over here on your left side. But if you keep walking forward, you see all these like seats to the wall. That's for the comedians.
Okay.
So they could sit in the back and not take up the seats for like the paying customers.
Okay, right.
So if you walk behind all that, there's like this wall. You walk behind that, there's like this countertop where the bartenders put their drinks, and there's like a ATM machine right there, so that they could like scan up the cards and whatnot. There was also this little trash bin, and I would go in behind the trash bin. There was enough space where I could get naked, and I would leave my clothes there, and I would run out there, and I would just run up to the stage, and it was cool, man.
So wait, so they would announce you when you'd run up like
No,
that?
it was just cool. It was cool. It was back then. These guys are. When you're with like these guys that are really with it, not with the timid guys. I'm talking about the guys that really are with it.
Okay.
They're not scared. They're like jocks.
Right.
They're like busting each other's balls, and you just gotta take it and learn how to like give some shit back.
Yeah.
And these guys were just like seeing me there, and one night this woman from a porn convention came up and watched the show. She's like, I want to see a naked guy. And all these others, like, they were older than me. I'm like 20 years old or 21, and they're all like 24, 25, and they're scared because they're like, my career. And I'm like, nobody has a career here. And so I ran up there and I got naked, and it was the coolest shit. This girl was like, wow. And I'm like 21, around 30-year-olds, mid 20-year-olds, and I didn't go to college, man. I didn't go to, fucking just bullshit. This is what I grew up with. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be in the wildness, just being around fucking unstable human beings, man. For real.
You are pretty much the only person I think in the room that actually can say I got naked in front of a porn star.
Man, I miss the Comedy Store. I'm banned from there right now. And,
sucks.
It's been 2 years now, man.
Dude, just grow a beard. They won't recognize you.
So what was the incident that got you banned?
There was this guy that got murdered this one week. It was like all gang affiliated. I was in Vegas that week doing open mics. I came back and I was supposed to do a show. I was supposed to do a set for the show on Tuesday night. I showed up, and there was like high maximum security. There was a murder the week before. So I had my ID, and this other guy that's doing the open mics, he's 30 years old. He's obviously not 21, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't have his ID. They didn't let him in. And I kind of felt bad. I really felt bad. I would have not. Now, when I look back, I should have just kept walking, man. I should have just kept walking. But I went back because I knew it sucks to see that, all that fuss, and you can't walk in. Mm-hmm. So I stayed back, and I'm like, dude, you could go in through this way. And I went in through another entrance, and he followed me in. Now, the guy looked like he was fine, he didn't look like he didn't have any issues, no problems. So I did my own thing. I went up there and I was chilling in the green room before my set.
Right.
And
with your clothes on?
Yeah, my clothes on, right? And this guy, he goes and watches the show. I'm chilling in the green room, and these comedians from that show, right? They walk in, they're like, oh my God, someone passed out. We need to call the ambulance. This guy almost broke his head open from falling forward. Whoa. And they bring in that dude, and it's him. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh, shit.
He looks green as fuck. They lay him down on the couch, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They called the paramedics. The paramedics show up. I'm trying to fucking run out the situation. I'm like, I cannot be seen with this guy right now.
Right.
So I'm trying to run out the situation, and oh my God, the paramedics are like, where's your ID? Who are you? What the fuck? We don't know who the fuck you are. And I was like, why are you here? If you don't have your ID, you're not supposed to be here. Oh man, it was just all my balls were being crushed, bro. Just like,
He ended up selling you out? You did him a solid? and he
Not
sold you out,
that.
or-
The guy who carded us, he recognized that we walked in together, but then I walked out. And he mentioned my name to the talent manager, who's the guy who books the talent, not the building manager, the talent manager. He tells him, and the talent manager's like, "Kenny, get over here!" Like he's the fucking, like he's the principal or something, right? He's like, "You fucked up, man. You come here, you don't buy drinks, you don't give any money. Get out of here, man. 2 months." He said 2 months, right? 2 months. That dude is nice right now, what I'm about to tell you. So I left and I'm like, fuck, dude, I can't come back for 2 months. And I was helping out this open mic that was on Sunday nights, doing DJing, taking pictures and posting on Instagram and all, trying to get my way in.
Okay.
Because I couldn't get hired. They wouldn't hire me.
Right.
So I'll do free work, fuck it. And I get a call from the host of that open mic. He tells me, "Kenny, you fucked up, man. You fucked up. The building manager of the Comedy Store just had a meeting with all the staff, and he said that Kenny Line is banned forever. Kenny Line is not allowed to come into the Comedy Store forever." And he said, "Kenny, I don't know what I can do. I can't get you back in. I'm gonna need the password to the Twitter and the Instagram." And all that. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I felt so shitty, dude. Because it just felt shitty. My mom told me that to not do comedy as like, to get too focused, to take it as a hobby. And I was so upset. I was like, fuck. Like, because my parents knew that I'm not trained. You know, they knew that I'm not, I have no idea what I'm doing. So
And this is about comedy.
yeah, and in all life in general, right?
Pretty honest.
and I'm just like, fuck, dude, my mom was right. I ended up just ruining it for myself. And fuck, dude, it was just bad. So I would go to the Hollywood Improv, right? Because I wasn't banned from there. And I would go to the open mics and I'd be like, all right, cool, I'm not banned from here. And somehow I ruined it for myself there too. Like, I go over, I was standing outside the Comedy Store, right? Because I was trying to get in. I was like, come on, let me back in. And they wouldn't let me in. And this girl that was a ticket taker at the Improv, I think she still is there. And I was trying to like flirt with her. She was like, "Who are you?" Like, "Who are you?" You know? I'm telling her, "Hey, I'm the guy who got naked here," you know. And she's like, "I don't believe you." So
I make sandwiches at 3 o'clock in the morning for drunk bitches like you.
right, and so I called her on her, you know.
You called her on her bluff.
Yeah, I just got naked and at 3 in the morning at this parking lot and at first, she wasn't like creeped out. She wasn't screaming or anything, but I guess I wasn't her type or whatever. And she's just like, all right, cool, whatever. You know, I gotta go home. So whatever. I go back to the Improv. You know, I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything, right? And I kept doing the mics, like 2 weeks. I kept doing the mics. And 1 week I showed up. And the manager, she's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And so she said, "Do you know when I'm talking to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got naked in front of one of your employees." And she said, "Yeah, you're gonna need to take a break. You know, you can't come back here. You need to take a break." So I was upset with that. I was like, "Shit," you know, like, what the fuck? It wasn't even on stage. It wasn't even on stage. It wasn't even with the lights. It was late at night in our own, like, whatever. And I was so frustrated. I thought, oh my God, I'm like, I didn't mean for this to happen. I knew I was taking a risk, but in my mind, it was whatever, you know.
What kind of world is this that we live in that you can't get naked in front of a coworker?
Yeah, not a coworker.
Post 70s.
Like I don't even work with her. I just go to her job and perform for free. Yeah? That's what I do. I perform. I'm the weirdo. I know I'm the weirdo. I know that. I know I'm the weird guy. Because they're making money. They're looking at me falling flat on my face. Yeah. You know, not getting any laughs or whatever, and being desperate, it's just so fucked up, man. I ended up going to this Flappers open mic, being angry because they would do this thing called a pizza spot. So the funniest guy would get a pizza and a spot and whatever he wanted the following week. And I was like doing my best. I was like, I'm not gonna curse. I'm not gonna get naked. I'm just gonna like do my best.
Good goals. Good goals.
And I thought I was funny enough, but no, they were just giving it to their locals, their guys, and I was like, so I got naked in front of one. I got naked. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna get the pizza. Might as well. and I did it once. They didn't call the manager. I got back. I went to go have a seat again, and then I did it twice that same night because I was so angry. I'm like, you guys, what the fuck? So I got naked and they kicked me out, and I didn't mind. I was like, why would I want to go to Burbank, dude? I live all the way in Watts with my parents. And, like, there's no bus that runs from Burbank to downtown late at night, and like. Fuck it. I was just so fucking fed up with it.
At what point does it become a goal now to see how many other places you can get banned from?
It was for like a month. I was getting naked at like little backyard open mics and whatnot, and like I was just doing it because I was upset. I was angry. I did it because I knew it would get everybody. It would shift things.
Okay.
And I wanted to shift things because that's what I wanted for my life. So I did that, and desperately. I did it desperately, but I don't mind doing that because I was myself.
Okay.
I had made mistakes. I wasn't conscious of what I was doing, but I did it because I was myself in the end, and people have to take me for who I am.
Absolutely.
Whether I'm, the guy you don't want to hang out with, or I'm the guy you want to hang out with, you take me for who I am. So that's it's pretty fucking tough in the city.
Clothes or no clothes, this is me.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not gonna talk about movies, and I'm not gonna talk about Trump, or I'm not gonna talk about any of that. My parents were shitting bricks when it was the Kerry and Bush election.
Okay.
They were shitting bricks, man. It was crazy. My dad would tell me, hey, if I get deported, it was sad, dude. It was so, they don't even know the amount of stress that they lay upon the poor. Mm-hmm. They don't even know, bro. They just do it. They just do it, and that's why I got naked. Because I'm like, these are the same fucking suburban fucking kids that come from these people.
Okay.
And then I have to fucking listen to them, and they want to do a Conan set. They want to go up there, and they want to talk. So I really like my dog. My dog's one of my best friends. Because I don't really like the planet Earth. I grew up in a suburban home, and I just really like my dog. Like, you've never even been like in South Central LA, riding the bus where people are like vomiting themselves and all that, or your parents. It's just so, you grew up eating Tostitos and little pizza rolls and Hot Pockets,
so good.
right? It's just so fucking. Oh my god, dude!
I think he was the point, Maestro. What?
Yeah, man. I just can't take it, man. I'm surrounded by them. It's so frustrating.
Oh, I bet.
And
I hate people in general. Just anybody that is around me, I find a reason to be upset with.
He's always upset with me.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
I just can't accept, because you grow up with people that they don't know much. Right. So you can't like judge me for that. You could think you're better than me, but you can't judge me for that. You can't say that you're better, whatever. I just said that you could, whatever. But for a fact that that's not the case. Mm-hmm. In your environment, sure. You grew up reading, writing, doing all kinds of cool activities with other people your age. But I grew up with a lot of people that didn't grow up like that. And like, I know people don't care. That's another thing too that I started realizing. People don't care. No one cares. No one cares if cares if like your parents died and your grandma raised you, or no one cares if, you know, your puppy got stolen by your neighbor, or no one cares. So then why should I care? Why should I care about people's little comfort zone and their fucking bullshit material and their fucking bullshit little, how about we all go have a cappuccino at El Intelligentsia or whatever? Fuck them. Fuck them, dude. I'm so sick of it, man. I'm so sick of it. And I'd rather die in the street, high on drugs, like losing my life, than not doing it like this. Because it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense why I have to see little obese kids where their parents know nothing more but to give them fucking McDonald's. And it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. So I'm sick of it, man. That's why I get banned and I stick up for myself. And that's why I say fuck Jeff Ross, fuck the roast battle, fuck, you know, Flappers, fuck the improv, fuck all of that place, man. All it is just people, if you got money to get yourself a manager, then you're set. A guy will send an email and make you sound like you're doing it, but it's just all an illusion. It's all fucking bullshit.
I kind of agree with what you're saying too, that the people that are in their comfort zone and all that, it's boring comedy. I've always thought as well, like I've heard comedians say they're afraid of being happy or finding a relationship because it's going to take away their edge. Like you kind of need that struggle, I find, for the authentic comedy that appeals to me. You want to hear about someone's struggle, not like, oh, you know, the lawn's been growing a lot quicker this last week. Don't you hate it this time of year? It's like, what are you
Those
talking
first world
about?
problem type of things.
Totally.
Yeah. My cable went out for like 10 minutes. I don't know what to do with myself.
Time Warner takes so long to get back to you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, luckily now there's a place like Drome that fosters creativity. You can do your own kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm really trying to focus and meditate on that because my parents took me to Guatemala, and you mentioned it, you know, but I have seen kids with dirt on their face, and it makes me angry because if my parents never took the initiative to come here, I probably wouldn't have been born, right? But if I was born in Guatemala, I would be in the same situation. Man. And it sucks and it breaks my heart because you see these 30-year-olds talking about they're depressed because they're not on a fucking screen. And it breaks my heart because Jerry Seinfeld is one of the richest motherfuckers on earth. And he wants to talk about, I want to take people on cars and all this shit. How about you go fucking, I don't even want to say it. Because to them, the answer to them is, it's their fault. They need to worry about themselves. And that's the fucking answer they want to give me, man. But then when fucking bankers get fucking, thrown in, they're bankrupt, people want to give them millions of dollars. It's bullshit, man. It's politics. Yeah. It's politics. It's politics to get on an open mic. It's politics to fucking get on TV. It's politics to live in this country. So I don't give a fuck about nothing, man. I'm not reading no goddamn UCB Improv 101 book. I'm not reading no goddamn Second City book, and I'm not reading none of that shit. And I'm not gonna like go ahead and be like, BuzzFeed, look at my footage. BuzzFeed. Supreme Deluxe or whatever I don't give a fuck about any of that. I'm ready to lose my life for this shit. That's how I really feel about it. Every day, I sometimes get scared of myself, but then I psych myself up again, where it's like, shit, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a full-time job. I live with my parents. I'm gonna lose it all, but I'd rather lay in the sun on the concrete here or whatever, knowing that I did it, than not doing it and conforming and paying bills and all this other shit. Cause I come from nothing, man. I come from nothing. My parents, they come from nothing, man. And my mom got abandoned by my grandma. She was raised by one of my aunts, and like for the first 4 years of her life was raised by my great grandparents, and they passed away because everyone was having sex and having kids, and nobody was raising them. My dad, my grandpa got thrown in jail for some bullshit at some third world auto body shop bullshit, you know. And he had to leave the village that he was living in, and my dad had to like walk 20 miles to go see my grandpa, to go ask him for like $5, because that's what it was, you know, $5 of American money or equivalent to it. So, and then they come here, and then they, you know, I go to the Los Angeles public school area, and we're living in the ghetto, and then everyone's like doing what they have to do, you know. There's some kids that they were living here longer. They have older brothers that, you know, they do shit on the street to make money, to make $5, to make $3, to make $2. So they do that, and those are your friends, because those are the people that are like, you know, they want to talk, you know, they talk to you, or those who that's who you're talking to. I'm not talking to fucking Bill Gates' son, or I'm not talking to fucking anyone else's, you know. Yeah. So don't blame me for that shit, man. Don't blame me for it, man, because it's not my fault. And don't blame me for being loud and obnoxious on a stage with a microphone and stage lights, because that's what I'm gonna do. So don't blame me for it, man. Don't blame me for it, man. Like, it just upsets me, dude. It really upsets me, because I get angry, I get upset, and that's what I grew up with. I have 2 older brothers that came from Guatemala, and they had to deal with all this other shit. Like, it's tough being Guatemalan in Los Angeles, because Mexican people, they really are. It's topsy-turvy, you know. It's not what you think it is, you know. Because if you're not, you know, with the Mexican thing, then you're not with it. You know, my parents aren't fucking Mexican. They're not into football like how Mexican people are. They're not into. So I always stood out, and I always stay that with me. I sit down alone and I look at the open mics and how all these people are like, look at my BuzzFeed video. Oh, look at my YouTube video. Oh my God, hey dude, like I got this character that I'm doing that's about like a guy. I don't need it, man. I don't need it, because it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me happy to talk to them or speak to them. It just makes me angry.
It feeds your rage.
If it were up to me, like, if I was lucky enough to have been affiliated with that little roast battle thing, and it would have gave me a little lift off, a little platform, I'd be at a different thing with that whole situation. But nothing happened. Instead, I'm just, you know, everyone is laughing at me. Everyone laughs at me, dude. Like, these guys because they still do that roast battle shit. Everyone's doing it. All of a sudden, everybody from Orange County, from the Valley, they're coming to LA to do this roast battle shit. And all of a sudden, New York, they're doing their rendition of the show and all that. And I get angry at myself that I put so much focus and brain power to it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not the only case. There's a lot of people that go through that. That like they were close, but then they got shunned, and who knows when another opportunity will show up. Who knows? So.
You still got drum though, right?
Yeah, I do.
You can build your own thing and make it whatever you like.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know, I've been trying to get a little bit of mentoring from Adam Papagan, who does the show There's a Place here. Yeah. And I really enjoy some of his art. You know, I'm really trying to like get the information that I need to, but I don't want to go to no institute, because I know what's in store behind those doors, which is just pretentious bullshit.
BuzzFeed and YouTube.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, everyone wants to fucking, it's not that. I'm doing it because I'm trying to make you laugh, and I'm trying to make that little kid with dirt on his face laugh.
All right.
Very cool.
So how do I do that? You know, do I make a funny face? Do I be obnoxious and loud? Do I say words that gibberish? You know, I don't know, but that's who I care about. I don't care about TV agents or whatever. I don't. If I was worried about that crowd, I would be in a different situation. I'd be in a different.
Yeah. You know, because the way things are today, you don't need to go that route anymore. You don't need to get it all into the Hollywood lifestyle or whatever with all the people, the different producers and talent agencies or whatever to get what you want done. You have so many different ways you can do it yourself now. That if you have a thought, this is what I want to do, you can do it. And that's one of the reasons I love drums so much. this is what we're gonna do this week. We'll try this out. All right? Ooh, that didn't work. All right, next week let's do something else. How about we do something else next week? That was interesting, but maybe tweak it a little bit for next time. Maybe we let Maestro have the green screen suit for some reason.
Well, I think that's also how you're going to stumble into catching like lightning in a bottle sort of thing, is by trying different things and not going the cookie cutter approach that everyone else is going to try because it's tried and true, whatever. Everyone has 1,000 different examples of that they can check out anywhere on the internet. But by being authentic and being yourself, you automatically separate yourself and have a unique product. So I think people respond to that.
I
Absolutely.
do have a question. When you did you were on stage and you ran up naked, did anyone videotape you?
Yeah, there's so many different videos. There's one video of me standing in front of the comedian that was doing his set, because I would bombard him running up naked, right? That was the joke.
Okay.
That's the thing. It was like I wasn't allowed to do jokes, but I will do anything for a laugh.
Okay.
So I ran out there, causing chaos, and people were like, oh. So I ran up there, and I would like put my junk in his face while I was covering it, and he would like turn away, and like this other comedian, she would they had these laminated menus, so she would frisbee them while I was naked on the stage, and I would try to dodge them. There's this other one where this girl was dancing with the host on stage, like hip hop music, and I ran up behind her and I was like dancing naked, and she turned around, she's like, oh my God, and I ran out, it's that kind of I was trying to, I've been to the Magic Castle. I don't know if you guys been to the Magic Castle before.
No, not yet.
But the Magic Castle, they do that, where you go there one week and then the next week it's remodeled. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
It does not make any sense how remodeled it. That wall was all the way over there. Now it's over here, and that's how it is at the Magic Castle. And so
It's magic.
I wanted to do that because the Comedy Store is like the Magic Castle of comedy, where anything can happen.
Okay.
A guy might fall from the sky, or anything. A superstar could walk through the door, or the ambulance or the police might show up, anything. So I figured that's what I wanted to emulate, just the spontaneity, the chaos, I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm about to run towards it and all that.
All right.
And yeah.
Did you get a nickname for it?
Well, they would say that my dick looked like a smoky sausage link, because it was like dark and
Smoky sausage link dick.
All right. Well, so do you have a set time or set type of show that you're doing here at Drum yet, or are you still in the pre-production stuff?
Yeah, we're doing Thursdays at 10, and it's pretty much the Kenny Lion Band TV show.
I was trying to somebody dancing on there for a good 15 minutes last week, I believe.
Yeah, we had Queen Amore, a trans queer performance artist who's from New Orleans, and she tours all over the USA and dances on the street, spreading the message of love. And there was this one video that got my attention from her. It's this video of her dancing at a Chase Bank with a aluminum tube, like one of those air vent aluminum tubes. She was dancing and saying, all you guys should take out your money out of Chase Bank. Chase Bank is funding the North Dakota Access Pipeline, which is destroying the environment, and it's ruining lives, and just dancing and twirling and twerking while protesting inside a bank. I loved it.
Yeah,
because
get attention.
I'm the guy who gets naked. If I could protest while being like, fuck Conan, just like, if I could do that, I would do it, dude. I would do it. I would do it, man. And I saw a video of her in LA, and I commented on it. I was like, hey, can you come to my show at Drome? And she said yes. So that was a big stepping stone. And well, it was just like 2 weeks ago, but now I'm trying to do that. It's been an obvious thing that you should do, which is like, if you see an artist you like, try to reach them out on whatever platform. It doesn't matter, the worst thing they're gonna say is nothing. So, I'm who knows what's in store. All I know is that as long as the camera's on, I'm gonna bring you something. You know, I'm gonna like say something. I'm gonna do something. Something will happen. And we're gonna keep going as long as Nolan lets us go. As long as
the grace of Nolan.
yeah, as long as Nolan and Lois and Drome and Ashley are okay with
to
it.
Nolan, Ashley.
To Nolan, Ashley,
DromeBox.
and DromeBox. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here, Kenny.
Thanks,
we'll
Adam.
have you back on again. So many more
Thanks,
some stories. So many good stories.
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, make sure you go to our website, ratpack.productions. Like the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams and all the, I don't know. There'll be links somewhere. But yeah, until next time, I'm Adam.
I'm Maestro.
Hey, I'm Joel Cole.
Kenny Lyon.
All right.